The St. Crispin's Day speech is a famous speech from William Shakespeare's play, Henry V, in Act 4 Scene 18 Euro 67. Historical context: on the morning of October 25, 1415, shortly before the Battle of Agincourt, Henry V made a brief speech to the English army under his command, emphasizing the justness of his claim to the French throne and harking back to the memory of previous defeats the English kings had inflicted on the French. According to Burgundian sources, he concluded the speech by telling the English longbowmen that the French had boasted that they would cut off 2 fingers from the right hand of every archer, so they could never draw a string again. In Shakespeare's account, King Henry begins his speech in response to Westmoreland's expressions of dismay at the English army's lack of troop strength. Henry rouses his men by expressing his confidence that they would triumph, and that the band of brothers fighting that day would be able to boast each year on St. Crispin's Day of their glorious battle against the French. Shakespeare's inclusion of Westmoreland, however, is fictional as he was not present during Henry's 1415 French campaign. Text. Cultural influence: during the Napoleonic Wars, just prior to the Battle of the Nile, Horatio Nelson, 1st Viscount Nelson, then Rear Admiral of the Blue, referred to his captains as his band of brothers. The phrase also appears in the 1789 song Hail, Columbia, written for the inauguration of George Washington as the first President of the United States. And in the first line of the 1861 Confederate marching song The Bonnie Blue Flag. It was used for the title of the 1992 book on World War II by Stephen Ambrose, Band of Brothers, E Company, 506th Regiment, 101st Airborne, From Normandy to Hitler's Eagle's Nest, that was subsequently adapted into the 2001 miniseries Band of Brothers. In the closing scene of the series, Carwood Lipton quotes from Shakespeare's speech. During World War II, Laurence Olivier delivered the speech during a radio program to boost British morale, and Winston Churchill found him so inspiring that he asked him to produce the Shakespeare play as a film. Olivier's adaptation appeared in 1944. A 1989 adaptation was directed by Kenneth Branagh. In the film Renaissance Man, Private Donnie Benitez renders the speech on being mockingly challenged by his drill instructor to recite Shakespeare. According to the director and writer of the film Independence Day, President Whitmore's climactic speech was directly inspired by the St. Crispin's Day speech. Notes and references. Notes references Barker, Juliet. Agincourt, The King, The Campaign, The Battle. London, Little, Brown. ISBN 978-0-316-72648-1. The St. Crispin's Day Speech. Folger's Shakespeare Library. Archived from the original on December 3, 2013. Retrieved December 3, 2014. Harris, James. Oral History of the President's Speech in Independence Day. Complex. Retrieved December 13, 2015.